dangerous dog show live! Hosted by Dangerous Doug and Doug the Rock Dog! Let the dogs out!
All right. So this is a weird surrounding for us. You're not used to seeing us in the car. No, I'm not at the drive-thru at McDonald's. We are in Bullhead City at the Talking Bombs album release party. There's a little break in the music, so we are able to talk to one of my favorite new artists that has like just taken over the internet, Alexandra, Rock Dog. This is Alexandra. Girl, tell us who you are.
Thank you so much for having me on your podcast, guys. I'm Alexandra, metalcore artist. Originally from country, Georgia. Don't mix up with the state, which is
Hey, you
very
don't have a
common.
Georgia accent.
Yeah, exactly. And I live in California. I'm an independent artist, solo act, but for live shows, I perform with a band because this type of music you do not perform with a playback. So it's all live.
That's right. And it is heavy shit, you guys. So I'm telling you, after today's podcast, you guys are going to be wanting to check out. And she just dropped a new song yesterday, which go ahead and tell us about that.
Yes, so yesterday I dropped the final single before the album drop. It called Fall, and in my personal opinion, I think this is going to be the biggest song of the album. Although Crisis have been performing really well, and I love Crisis very much, but Fall kind of summarizes the whole like story. And album drop gonna be on March 27th, and it's gonna have 11 tracks. And Fall is gonna be a final song for the album.
Fall is an excellent song, from raw emotions to the adrenaline raged rhythm. In the song, you keep saying, "You can't take no more. You can't take no more." Please tell me the story of this song and what is it exactly that you just can't take no longer?
So unfortunately, the story I am describing in Fall is not my story to tell. I got exposed to someone experiencing I cannot specify what type of abuse because person is not ready to come out and share.
Okay.
But I was absolutely devastated to know about this. And basically, what I'm trying to say is that in this world, when you thought that you already broke the generational trauma and you achieved all of the success and everything people told you to achieve, and you've seen highs and lows, you think that's it. There is no more to fall. But then still, life shows you that there's so much more deeper you can go down. So when you think you hit your rock bottom, that might be not the rock bottom actually. So fall doesn't fixes anything. This song doesn't give solutions. This song more likely as something which you need to feel through, because feeling through is a healing journey. And if you would imagine that you are on the bottom of your life and you're experiencing this horrible thing, and fall as the song to listen to live through it, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'd say I learned something what I wish I would not know, and I call it info hazard. It's like information which you know already. Like when you know it, you cannot unlearn it. It's
Right.
just there. It's forever scars you, and that's it.
Uh-huh.
So I do believe the world is beautiful, but world is also very ugly, and you need music to push through it. You know.
Right. Well,
That's what's getting a lot of us through all of the political bullshit going on now. It's about left or right and all of this. I number one, don't follow politics. I like to drown myself in the music scene and what we do with Wild Dogs and independent artists. That gets me through. So I don't even follow. I know people will probably get mad because, oh, you should jump on a side. I don't want to jump on a side. I want to do what we are doing because it's an escape, and you have to have an escape in life. That's the way I look at it.
Well, that just took a really left and right and upside down turn there. I wasn't expecting that explanation.
No, and again, you can't get on social media without seeing it and seeing people reacting to it. And this is why we're doing this today with Alexandra, because it's about the music. We're all about our independent artists that we fully support. So
in my opinion, fall is like just calling out. You're calling out the emotions and that you're going through while you're falling. You're trying to get that and almost like a positive attention, someone just to be there or something, because everything is just falling apart. Like you're falling through a hole and there's a no ending. Am I following this correctly, or am I off way off
Yes.
of my fail?
The topic of the song is very very complex, and because I cannot share a story
Right.
behind, I'm talking in lots of symbolism and using lots of comparisons, right? I
Right.
wish I could sit down and tell, but actually I don't think anybody needs to know the real stuff behind this song. But um let me tell you something. I think majority of my listeners are men, right? Like 85% of my listeners are men. And you would think why so much men would relate to female singing about stuff like trauma and things. But then there is a very important thing. Um, in this world, we live in society where we have gender roles assigned and gender ways to live life through, right? Women can't be aggressive and men can't be soft. Yes, in modern days we have, and thanks to art we actually started shifting gears, right? But there is still lots of toxic masculinity out there. There's lots of misogyny, which tells you that you are not allowed to do certain things. And those men who listen to my music often message me on direct messages, and I do reply my direct message. I do reply all of my comment section. I don't know how long I will be able to maintain, but I appreciate this moment when I can learn their stories. So big part of this is that lots of people are suppressed with their emotions, and we are allowed to only experience those emotions in certain way, which is considered cool or gender oriented, you know what I mean?
Right.
And this song is about just let it go through you, because there is no such thing like grief. You need to feel it through to overcome this pain. Addiction, you need to let yourself feel the pain you are hiding from in addiction. And there are like so much more of this. I myself consider myself very emotional person, but then again I learned that I hid myself from the most difficult emotional things in my life and said, no, it's fine. I'm okay. So fall is just let yourself fucking sit down, fall apart, and then put yourself together and keep going.
Right.
Pull up your big girl panties and keep on walking.
Exactly, because you are an adult and you have things to do.
Yep.
Now, Crisis is a song that I first heard. That's the first song I've heard. I'm late for the party. I'm new to you. Crisis is a song that
I forced your music on him, just so you know.
Thank you. You guys are sweet.
But I was like, wow, and I'm sorry. This is the first thing that popped in my head when I heard Crisis. I said, holy shit! Gwen Stefani turned it up to 1,000 and brought the heavy. Now you have that theatric vocals that will grab your attention very quickly. So the story behind Crisis, what is this? Just how do you gain all these stories? Is it just you talk to your fans and you hear their stories and then you just bring it out to your songs, or?
I have fucked up life myself, and that's why we connect. It's just like I'd say it's a trauma core. We are creating safe space for everybody to exist, and from early childhood, I experienced I think almost every type of abuse in my life, and
Oh.
there's nothing cool about it. But you
Mm.
need to like, I refuse to fall apart. I refuse to give in, and I then overall I started meeting other people who actually survived, right? And then we kind of feel like we are not good enough. We are kind of damaged, and rock music kind of gives us this feeling that we can actually embrace darkness in ourselves. We didn't choose this life. I didn't choose. I was most of times what happened to me. I was a child. I didn't choose any of that. If you would ask me, I would love to be born in loving family and taken be to Disneyland for the weekend. But I was not born in family like that. So now people my relatives point fingers at me and like, oh, don't bring the shame on the family or like dishonor family by telling the fucking truth happened to me. So yeah, music gives me opportunity to embrace, and yes, I'm aggressive because fucking I went through shit. I'm sorry, and my aggression comes, I think, in the most positive way, you know. And what when it comes to crisis as a song about voicing the problem of homelessness, and how lots of victims of domestic violence doesn't have safe space to go. You know, again and again, my music doesn't fix anything. It's just voicing the problem we have. And I'll tell you, it's very important, and I'll tell you why. But shortly about crisis, I was driving through the city and going to recording studio, and when I was exiting the highway, I saw this young woman holding a toddler, and she had a poster asking for money, and that situation triggered me so badly. I passed her, unfortunately, and I pulled over, scratched my wheels a little, and I started having a little panic attack. That actually reminded me when I was homeless. When I was, I think it happened multiple times. My mom always would date these guys who would love, like abusive guys, who was like alcoholics, drug addicts, and criminals and stuff like that. And lots of times she would be running away from domestic violence. And then all of us, me and my siblings, we would just run with her, right? We were kids. And then we would have no place to go. So it would be days when we stay outside. And as a 10-year-old girl who just experienced like female hygiene happening here and there without any female hygiene products on the street, with a 2-year-old toddler in arms, my brother, without diapers. That fucking sucked. And it was horrible. And people would make fun of us sometimes. So here's the thing, when you just got to the street, you're clean and you do not look homeless, and society is not ready to give up on you. But days goes by, and that quickly changes, because yesterday you were clean, but because today you had nowhere to stay, tomorrow going to be dirty, and day after tomorrow even more dirty. And then in society, the eyes of society, you are homeless, and that's it. That's it. It's just only downwards. So sometimes my mom would just go back to abusive household, and then she would be beaten. We would be locked in and beaten and beaten and beaten, because we had no safe space to go. And then once you started being on the street, then you face street, you know. So when I saw this crisis, uh the song, I haven't had the music, but I started like just saying crisis, fuck this, silence, guidance, fucked up guidance. And I started writing all of this down. Then I had songwriting session with my producer. And I was like, hey, you sent me this track yesterday. I came up with this melody and with the lyrics. Let's try to shift things around and make it fit nicely. And we had one recording session. We wrote Crisis. And I was like, wow, this is amazing. This is amazing. Does this song fix shit? No. Does this song vocalize the problem? Yes. Maybe people will be more humane and keep that humanity when they see something like that on the street, keeping in mind that that's the thing happens. So we'll see if it will change something. But
Well, you keep saying that your music don't fix. It may not fix, but it brings together because you're bringing everybody that's been through the similar story as you together with you, and
True.
that's what I believe. It brings it's bringing all of us together because we everybody's been has a story, and a lot of us has been through really a horror story as that, and your music helps us get past that and thank you for opening up. I'm so happy to see an artist open up and tell her story, or tell his
Of
story,
course.
or tell their
I
story.
just want to interject that you made the comment that it doesn't fix shit, but actually, if you're reaching even one person with your message, guess what? You're fucking doing it, and it is fixing it for that person. And I assume a lot of people, as you gain more notoriety, you're gonna reach more people, and that is invaluable. It's just crazy. We're we're touched. We really are. I know this lady here has been through a lot, so she has a similar background, and what you're doing is so important.
Thank you.
I'm gonna say I something that I don't share is I've been through a similar my childhood and stuff, and so that's why your music really hits me and brought me in because I was like, oh fuck yeah, yeah. And then that's what I love about your music. Your music is just not another song. I it's not only that I hear you, I feel you. I feel your story. You're hitting here. Not many, there's not a lot. Uh, there are some songs out there, but all your music hits here, and it's like, oh yeah, she's giving me that energy to. I don't know. It's like I can scream out, and I can believe more into myself, and there's more people out there. I'm not alone. I'm not fighting this fight alone no more, and that's what you bring to me, and I thank you.
So
Sorry, that's a
if
little
you
emotional.
no, that's fine. If you have any doubt whatsoever about what you're doing, listen. And I know you're very responsive to your followers. You answer just about every fucking comment on like a feed where there's like 8,000 people commenting. You like to touch on everyone, and that's another thing.
I don't
That's
know how you keep up with that many followers and that, and you're always commenting. I'm like, you go, Rockstar. You are just awesome,
so
and you're doing it correctly.
let me switch gears and ask you, what made you say, you know what, I'm gonna be a fucking singer? At what point in your life did you go, you know what, I gotta do this?
I'm trying to find tissues to do. One second. Oh, God. I promise I don't cry on every interview.
Let it be ours. We're
Gonna
okay.
say,
We
let it
all
It's
out.
a special tears,
we've all been known to cry.
especially for your podcast. Ah, okay.
We're
So
just happy to see. Just bring it out. Be you. That's what we love seeing.
some hair stuff. Um, so as long as I remember myself, I always want to be a musician, and I actually no, I don't didn't want to be a musician. I wanted to be an artist. I always saw myself on the big stage, performing and singing my heart out. Music was always part of our household. My mom was an operetta singer, and my grandma and my aunts, they were never like a professional singers. They always had careers. Like my mom is a doctor, and my grandmother is was a doctor, and my grandfather was a dentist. So it's kind of like doctors family. But music was big part of community, especially in my home country. We Georgia exists for 26 centuries, and it's a small country. Don't Lots of people don't know about it, but it's famous for its folk polyphonic singing, which means like a cappella voices, choir type. And music is just It's music, food, and wine. This is something what is like a big part of Georgian culture. So, and a fun story about that is that when I was little, then every child would be saying that I want to be a singer too, and I was like, oh, this is lame. Everybody now wants to be a singer. So I changed. I was like, okay, I'm gonna be telling that I want to be a doctor then. But I always wanted to be a singer. But if I would not be a musician, I would totally be a doctor.
What type of doctor?
Um, my mother and my grandmother are like a primary doctor, primary
Okay.
care. I think I would go the same route.
Okay, so I was reading a bit about your biography and something really caught my attention. What was it like singing pop songs in China?
That was such an incredible experience. So I started singing in rock bands since I was 15. Before that, I was in the children's choir and theater. And by the age of 26, I really got burned out. It was time when social media just started being a thing. But back then, music industry still functioned this way when like someone have to discover you, and then if the door is open for you, then it happens, right? So I was 26. I had 6-year-old child. I was single mom. um, we were well-known new metal, regionally well-known new metal band, and we were playing the best clubs. It was packed. Back then rock music was super popular. It was like 500 capacity clubs were completely stuffed, like 2 3 story balconies. This is every Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. This is we would perform, but we would not paid. So then I need to go to day job, provide for my child, and I took guardianship over my siblings. So I was now not only single mom, I was a single mom of 2 or 3, like because my sister was like almost 18 too. So I was falling apart under pressure, financial pressure, and I was like, you know what, fuck this shit. Like, just fuck it. And back then, being a female in metal scene, I had lots of respect, but I always needed to earn that respect. And I just under so much pressure, I just fall apart. So I burned out, and I was like, you know what? Fuck this! I'm not gonna do rock music anymore. So I took my brother already turned 18 by that age. My sister turned 18, and I was like, you know what? I'm done. I took my 6-year-old. I was like, I'm going to China. And people were like, are you crazy? You have a great job. You have like, you just took mortgage. Like, where are you going? You just graduated from academy. Like, what are you doing with your life? I was like, fuck you all. You make me all miserable. I already like, I feel like I gave blowjob to society by getting education, having a child before 30, not being a drug addict, not being an alcoholic, and raising my children, my mother's fucking children, and being like the best of the fucking best. And then what? Nothing. Nothing. I'm just falling apart under pressure, under depression and financial hustle, and fuck that shit. So I was like, you know what? It's time for me. I took my kid. We went to China and I toured for 5 years, and it was
Wow.
incredible. I was able to pay my bills. Yes, it was cover band, but we were performing for the most luxurious events.
Wow.
I was performing for big ass companies like for Huawei, for Maserati car shows. Like I even wrote song for a Chinese New Year television channel, like event,
Wow.
and I had my big a cappella band. Then I started my video production. So my child was going to very nice private school. I was able to rent apartment in the middle of amazing city with skyscrapers, and like
Wow.
it was great. I can tell you this: singing pop music was tough because I've learned how to sing rock and I was great. And then I came to China and I realized I suck at pop. I absolutely suck. To sing Adele, to sing Whitney Houston, you need to fucking know how to sing. And in rock music, by then I've been already for 10 years, and I can scream, I can growl, I can rap, I can be aggressive, but this doesn't work with pop at all. Even face expressions doesn't work. So I needed to start from the beginning. And in the beginning, I was the singer in the city who was not the best singer there. I had few times when somebody filmed me on the stage and then made fun of me on the internet, and I
Oh,
cried so hard. But then I was like, you know what? I'm gonna make it. So by the end of 5 years, I was a top performer in China in my area, and I
well,
was crashing the
congratulations on that.
best events. Yeah. So I learned how to sing pop. It's just insane. People would say pop music is lame. Fuck no. Try to sing pop music. Try
It's
to sing
difficult.
Mariah Carey or Whitney Houston and show me how you do it, bitch.
So, what brought you to America?
So by the end of 5 years in China, I felt like, okay, I overdid my goals. I achieved everything I wanted to achieve. I make good money. I live in a fancy place. I provide for my child amazing life. Um, and what's then? Like where this like what's then?
Hmm.
And there were some producers who wanted me to pursue my original music in Chinese music industry, which is actually has amazing opportunities. China has insane. People think about Chinese worldwide economy. When you're in China, you see microeconomy is fucking insane. Everything is like blooming, and 2 billion people in the country. That economy is boosted so well. But China is a communistic country with lots of cultural differences. And first of all, as Eastern European, I would not feel like they have their own beauty standards. And it's just not something I feel it's mine, it's me. Even my home country, I cannot live in Russia or Georgia because I don't really mentally belong there.
Right.
So I felt like I don't think I want to stay in China forever. Not because I don't like it. I just feel it's not my thing.
Right.
And then I came to America. I met my Australian husband on Tinder, by the way,
Oh,
in China.
wow.
And he lives
A
in
Georgian meets an
yeah,
Australian in China. This is fucking gold right here.
yeah, on the
On
hookup
Tinder.
app. Yeah, it didn't meant to be a marriage. It was just like, I was going out to have some fun. He was going out to have some fun. And then magic happened. I was like, okay,
Oh,
it seems like I'm getting married again. So I came to America and I was continuing doing pop music here. That's why when you Google my name, there's a lots of like Google Knowledge Panel actually shows me as a performer, says I'm a metalcore artist. But then you have a bunch of photos when I look elegant. It's because I came to America as a pop singer. I haven't went back to rock yet. So I started doing well in America. And then I remember I was opening for a big act on iconic venue in San Francisco. It was Palace of Fine Art. It is fucking one of it is like all dreams come true. And I was standing in front of not too big crowd, like in front of like 700 people, opening for the act I was listening when I was a child.
wow.
And people were applauding. We did it. We did it really well. I was performing my original pop songs with my friends, my musicians, and people were applauding, some of them standing. It was really good. And you know what? I stand on the stage. I stood on the stage. I was like, wow, I feel fucking nothing. I feel fucking nothing. And I was like, okay, I'm done with pop music. Goodbye.
That's right, because you probably discovered at that point you got to bring the heavy. You gotta do something that you're actually
It
feeling.
just doesn't resonate. It doesn't resonate. Yes. Do I love it? Yes. Do I perform it well? Yes. Doesn't resonate? No. I was
And
standing on
as
the
an artist,
stage.
as an artist, it has to.
Let me tell you something. I thought when I was making pop music, I was writing my own songs and doing everything the same way, but in pop, right? And I was like, okay, maybe I don't feel it because I am not a big artist yet. I need to give it some time. And then I was standing on the stage in front of huge crowd, having amazing sound, opening for my dream singer. And I was like, you know what? It doesn't work for me. I don't feel anything. And then I stopped doing pop music, went to rock, and went back to these DIY venues when it's half empty. And I was standing on the stage singing my rock music with in front of 15 people. I was like, I'm the fucking living my life. And I was like, no, this is it. I'm going back to rock music. I am the most happy. I'm the most me, and that's it. So I went back to rock music. I was like, okay, I'm not going back. I'm gonna be doing rock music, and this is it.
Sorry, you
You
might
must
hear
be.
the band in the background.
You
Oh,
must be
it's
really close
awesome.
to the stage.
We're actually in the parking lot. This will give you an indication of how loud these guys are.
Wow.
Amazing.
So
Good for
we
them.
apologize while Alexandra is talking. Mute us all you need to. The next band has started, which we weren't sure when it was going to happen. So apologies,
It's
everybody
totally.
watching.
It's all good. Go ahead with your next question, Doug.
Um, let's I'm going to go back to your previous stuff, problematic, and tell you got to tell us about Barbie Girl. When I first saw the song title without listening, I thought it was a cover of Barbie Girl, but
Yeah.
I was very pleasantly surprised that it wasn't.
So that song is very special because starting from that song, like started going to new metal, and then eventually I came across metalcore. I was like, wow, look at me, I'm doing now metalcore. I was like, okay, when I'm gonna stop, like I should stop someday exploring subgenres. But Barbie Girl was special because when you start the song, you hear this ethnic musical instruments. Those are not fake instruments, those are real Georgian instruments performed by Georgian people in Georgia, in my
Wow.
country. So the thing is that I was born and raised in an immigrant family, right? And whole life I was bullied for my looks. I know people in America don't really see it because Georgia is very far away and you don't have to know about it. But in Eastern Europe, people clearly know where I am from. And I often getting called names in Russian speaker countries. There are made up names for immigrants from my country, which means dirty immigrant, low level person, stuff like that. And although in America, those words are not allowed to say it out loud. And back in those countries, people are still calling those names, and it's not a problem at all to just say that and push someone in the public transportation or just. I've been heavily bullied for my ethnicity. So I was growing up thinking that I'm not beautiful enough because I don't have those looks, like I don't have this pale skin or blue eyes and blonde hair. Blonde hair, by the way, my natural hair is black, and when I have my natural hair, I look more like Middle Eastern, more Middle Eastern. So when I have those lyrics like "drowning in the bleach, try play it cool," I meant that I started bleaching my hair to start accepting myself. Like, okay, maybe if I will look more white, I will feel better about myself. So it's me reclaiming my ethnicity and feeling good in my skin. I still kept blonde hair though, but I no longer hide my ethnicity and I'm proud of who I am. And a fun fact that do speak three languages fluently and one language as a basic, so three and a half languages. And none of even my native language, I do not speak without accent. So every language I speak, even my native language, I have an accent, and I refuse to be shamed for that. So
Sure.
I'm not a typical Barbie girl. No, I'm not. I'm not whole skinny bitch. With all respect to tall skinny bitches, girls, you are amazing. I'm not that one, but I have my own space. I hold my own lane, and I'm proud of who I am. I don't want to do a rhinoplasty to make my nose less Middle Eastern. Fuck that shit. And if I do rhinoplasty, which I actually I want to do it just because I want it, not because somebody fucking pressured me and told me I'm not beautiful enough. So yes, this is about that. And opening that song with a national ethnical Georgian instruments were very intentional for me.
That's awesome. Are we unmuted? I want to know if you're actually.
Yeah, you're unmuted. I'm trying to adjust the volumes behind you, trying to cut out the background noise as much as I can.
This was
I'm
horrible
really enjoying
timing
that.
because
That sounds amazing.
this would be a show you would really appreciate if you were here. Trust me.
Oh, totally love that.
Both of you, Doug, you should be right
I
up.
wished I was there because that's up my alley. I like the underground. That's what that's what I think it is. It's more like an
And
underground.
That's why I reached out to you. Is that you? Since I've been following you, you've gained a lot, and you're continuing to get more followers. And what you're doing is what this whole movement needs. The underground. I never would have thought we'd be part of an underground movement, but there's such a division between mainstream and independent artists, and we've gotten to the point I don't even listen to mainstream music anymore because there's so many artists like you out there that are just killing it.
Thank you. I do have my own personal curated playlist where I put lots of undiscovered artists I listen to myself. I'm a big fan of little like unsigned artists, like myself. Like I go to shows, and when I see something good, I'm just like, people, you are amazing. I need your music in my playlist.
Oh, that is
But I do
fantastic.
listen mainstream too. Like I love big bands. Like I listen to Architects. I listen to Fall in Reverse, new version, not emo version. More like I do started coming across Spirit Box. Before Spirit Box were a little bit too heavy for me, but now I'm like, okay, this actually sounds pretty good. Like, older I become, heavier I go. And I attended to Lorna Shore's concert recently. I was
That's one of
like,
your favorites.
fuck me, this is good.
I wanted to ask, tell everybody about what you've got coming up on February 20th, because if we're able to make it for that, I definitely want to.
Oh, that would be so cool. So February 20th, I'm honored to headline Dirty Mondays show. It's an iconic venue, the Viper Room. I and my musicians were headlining that show, and we have lots of amazing artists in the lineup. So yeah, it's gonna be incredible. I always wanted to perform in the Viper Room. I just moved to Los Angeles, and I didn't think that that would come so soon. And I was not expecting that I'm going to be a headliner. I was like, the booker reached out and she was like, "Hey, Alex, are you available on 20th?" I was like, "Yeah, I'm available." And then she was like, "Okay." And then I saw a poster, and I was like, "No, this is impossible. This is impossible." You know how many times I went back to read the contract to make sure, because I was like, okay, I just said that I'm headlining, but what if I made mistake and now I'm going to be embarrassed? So I went 3 or 4 times to read the contract, which says headliner Alexandra. I was like, okay, it seems like it's happening. Okay, it's happening. I just can't believe.
Well,
That's a cool
congratulations.
room. That is a cool room. I've been there once. My sister dragged my ass in there. We were there seeing a friend of ours down the street at the Hotel Ziggy, and she goes, "I got to go to the Viper Room." I'm like, "Why the fuck do I want to go to the Viper Room?" She goes, "Johnny Depp, blah blah blah," and I'm like, "Okay, fine." So I ended up meeting an independent artist I've been following since there, and I'm like, I get it. The vibe there is insane. It's the same club that was in the movie Valley Girl when they go to the punk show. It's iconic. So that's fucking cool.
That's incredible. I am absolutely. Lots of things are happening. Although I should say, I have pretty good engagement on the internet and streams and stuff. Everything converts pretty nicely and organically because my listeners, I have real listeners, real people I talk to. It's not like botted bullshit. But the thing is that I don't know how this converts into ticket sales. So I'm a little nervous. Like, I'm gonna go and like, how many people gonna show up? I have no fucking idea. So I'm stressing out. But then I told myself, hey girl, you know how to perform for empty rooms. You know how to perform for big rooms. Just do it. It doesn't
Yeah.
matter how many people will show up. Just like give the best you can,
Yep.
and that's it. Have fun.
Yep.
That's all you can do. Do your thing. Do you.
Yeah, so my album is coming up in March, and we're gonna be singing lots of new songs from that. And it's just, I think 2026 is incredible for me personally. But I mean, yes, what's going on in the world is crazy, but it's nice that I have this little piece of happiness. I'm an expat, by the way. Like, I have my passport everywhere I go. And I was like, okay, look at me. I finally making it. I'm finally making it. And look, the world decided to fall apart. So I was like, okay, I'm just gonna be very careful and have my passport and have my visa
Yes.
and just like, look, I have this, I'm legal.
Well,
Oh my
you know,
God.
you definitely have us. We will definitely do everything we can to help promote you even further, even though it looks like you got this shit covered. Seriously.
Oh well, we'll see about that.
So the question I have is, how did you form your other musicians that perform with you? How did you all meet?
Yes, absolutely. Just give me 1 second. I want to say I have unfortunately 5 more minutes, and then I really need to go. But
Okay.
let me respond to this question. Um,
Okay.
I love working with session musicians. I always had a band in like in my early 20s. I was part of one band, then another band, and I eventually I realized that it is really hard. It's really hard to be in the band, and like people come in and people leave, and people have different tempos. I'm very goal oriented, and honestly, I'm sorry, I don't have time to fuck around.
Right.
So I figured that I'm gonna stay solo. I'm gonna hire musicians I respect. I love playing with them. They are great. They're amazing. They know their shit. And then eventually, when my finances will be sustainable, I can hire them on regular basis. Like lots of solo artists that do that, like Avril Lavigne and Marilyn Manson and stuff like that, right? So I can hire those musicians, the favorite session musicians I work with, who vibe with my music, who I feel like the most on the same page when it comes to moral compasses and stuff like that. And then just have them regularly in my band. Right now, I provide only part-time jobs because I pay out of my pocket, and my pocket is not endless, right? It's not
Right.
bottomless. But one day when all of this will make financial sense, I would love to have regular guys or girls in my team, and that's it.
So please tell everybody where they can find you, follow you, get your music, and any last words you got?
Yes, absolutely. You can find me on every single social media platform or every single music streaming platform out there. I go by Alexandra or Alexandra Music. And by the way, please make sure that that's my account. There are lots of fake copycat accounts of me who are approaching my fans, which is devastating, but this is happening anyways. Anyways, I have everywhere verification marks or artist sign. So if you see verification mark or artist sign, that's me. And yeah, it's Alexandra or Alexandra Music.
Well, thank you very much, Alexandra. Thank you so much for coming on to the show and sharing your story with us. We love your music. We love you. And we definitely can't wait to hear more music and your new album that comes out here real soon. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you so much for finding time to meet me. It means a lot. Absolutely, I appreciate it. And I want to thank you guys for listening to my music and leaving comments. It is very, very meaningful to me.
Dangerous Doug, Mystical Misty, thank you for joining us tonight. Or
We
today.
thank you, Alexandra. We need to have you back on here after the album drops. We feel like we
Absolutely.
can talk to you for hours.
Yes.
So,
we're
we're
loving
gonna
the story. And we definitely want to get you on for a takeover show where
That
you
would
can
be amazing.
totally talk about all the different songs on the album and air it on Wild Dogs.
Absolutely.
I'll definitely be in touch to give you details on that.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, guys. Have a wonderful show. Fun there, and have a wonderful
We're
day.
just getting started.
Oh yeah.
There is much whiskey calling my name out there right now.
Thank you to
Incredible.
everybody that's been following us and watching us on Facebook Live. We appreciate each and every one of you. Be safe and have a great weekend. And until we meet again, always rock on. Thank you so much.
Bye.